Well, I never imagined I'd be sitting here trying to build a new life at my age, 54. I assumed that life would be a lot easier now. I thought that I'd still be happily married and that I'd either be settled in a good job or I'd be retired because I was so successful. And I thought that the mortgage would be paid off, would be having 2 holidays a year, days out, weekends away, travelling, living the good life, growing vegetables, walking my dog and feeling relaxed about life. Not sure what happened. Life happened. Life happened and things didn't go to plan. And so I started to ask questions, and a question that I think is a really, really good question to ask if you're in a relationship or you're married and you've been in a relationship or married for a long time is, do you like your partner and do they like you? Not love, because you can love someone and still not like them very much. And today I want to talk about what happened in my life when I asked that question. Hi, I'm Lolly, and if you feel like something inside of you is changing but you just can't quite explain it, you're in the right place. Because today I really want to talk about what happens when you don't feel ready, but something inside of you won't let you stay where you are right now. People do change. Life happens. Circumstances change us. It's just a natural thing that happens as we grow up and mature. And I think sometimes you can grow together, but sometimes two people grow apart. You can't meet someone when you're really young, like say 18, and then still be the same person by the time you reach your 5th decade. It's just not possible. So much in life changes us, and it's a good thing that so much changes us, because wouldn't it be boring if we just were the same people we were at 18? But anyway, when you ask yourself the question, do I like my partner? Have you ever heard of the School of Hard Knocks? I kind of feel like I've graduated from the School of Hard Knocks. And now I'm in my 50s. I think there was a stirring inside of me that I couldn't ignore it anymore. And I couldn't ignore the deeper questions of who am I? What am I doing? What is my purpose? What am I actually doing with my life? Who do I want to spend my time with? Are you for me or against me? And what I found is when I started asking this question of the people that, my husband and my friends who I was spending time with, do you really want the best for me? Do you love me in a way that I need to be loved? As in, are you helping me grow? Are you helping me learn? Are you helping me find out who I actually am, not who you want me to be? And vice versa as well. Like, what did I want for my friends? What did I want for my husband? Was he who I needed now at this time in my life? He was definitely what I needed when I met him and we had children. And then as we grew through that season in our lives, we began to change. We both began to change, and I grew up and he grew up, but we didn't kind of grow up with the same ideas. The fundamental ideas were like becoming quite opposite. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is Are you able to express yourself in a way that you feel safe and encouraged to find out who you are, to find out what your purpose is, where you belong, to be encouraged, to know your identity? And if the answer is yes to that, then you are very, very blessed. And be thankful and grateful to have someone walking alongside of you who will encourage you and grow with you, because I think that is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful thing. If you answer no to that, and you've got questions that you're just wrestling with, and they won't leave you alone, and you're just like, but I don't feel like I can be myself. You know, I love this person, but I can't be myself around them because there's like a wall there, or there's, you know, if I speak my mind, I get met with a bit of a wall, or just not encouraged to be yourself, which is like, don't we all just want to be ourselves? Don't you just want to feel relaxed around the person that you're spending most of your time with, the person that you've chosen to share your life with? So why should you listen to me? Well, you don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. I just want to share my story, and if my story resonates, then that's why you should listen to me. I'm really thinking about identity and who I am at this time in my life. Being a woman in her 50s who's decided to take a big leap of faith and choose to live and choose to build something new completely on my own. And it's nerve-wracking and it's worrying, but it's also exciting. And the reason I'm doing it is because I'm realizing that I have to live in a way that is so true to me. That is the only way I can be at peace. Do I feel ready to be sitting here making YouTube videos about my life and my thoughts and trying to start a new business at 54? No, I don't. I don't feel ready at all. I don't feel ready. I don't feel confident. I don't feel adequate. I don't feel that I have the right skills to do this, but I'm doing it. And that's what this video is about. This video is about me stepping into the identity of who I want to be. And a lot of that is to do with integrity. And what I'm learning is identity and integrity are so closely linked. Okay, so what is your identity? Who are you? Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be? Because without integrity, you won't know who you want to be. We can pretend to be whoever people want us to be or who we think we should be, but if we're not living our honest selves with integrity of what we believe and who we really are deep down in our souls, who are we? Then when we put these two together, that then gives us the courage to step forwards. Identity, integrity, courage. Because it takes courage to live in integrity. But if you don't live in integrity, you won't find your true identity. So you've got to live in integrity. You've got to start to ask yourself the deeper questions of who am I? What do I believe? What is important to me? What do I want out of life? What nourishes me? Identity. And then that there will give us the courage, because you can't live in integrity without courage. You can't do it. Because without courage, you're just not going to do the integrity without the courage to do it. So you have to do it. And courage just means doing the brave thing. Doing the brave thing when you don't feel brave. That's courage. And I love that. I love that idea of like, I'm just going to take a step forward and do the brave thing before I feel confident. I do not feel confident. I am not a confident person. So I need courage to find the confidence, because if I go to courage and go, okay, I'm just going to do this, then the confidence will come as I learn the little bits about technology, as I figure out, why is my phone running out of storage? As I figure out, oh no, I deleted all of my raw footage from my CapCut video, from the project. I'm going to have to re-record that kind of thing. It's like, if I sat there worrying about it, I'm not going to do it. And I need courage to just keep doing it. I need to just keep choosing, I'm going to just keep doing this. So some people like to tell women in their 50s that it's just the menopause. You're just going through the menopause, you're going through big changes. Well, maybe the menopause is there for that very reason, maybe. Because a lot of women do seem to wake up in the menopause and start asking different questions, because our needs change when we get to this age. Our needs change a lot when we get to this age. And then if we're not receiving what we need to receive, then for me, I had to reevaluate and decide, well, is this right? Is this right for me? Is this right for my husband? And the answer was no, it's not, because we're both being held back, because we're both wanting to go in maybe different directions. And that's okay. That's all right. And this leads me on to a dream that I had last night. And the dream was so interesting, because I'm learning so much about dreams and how our psychology teaches us when we're sleeping, and it helps us to process and to work out problems that we can then wake up and look at them and go, okay, I need to look at this and do something about this and understand this a bit better, or take it into prayer. And this dream was in my house where I live now. So when we dream of houses, we're often dreaming about, it often means our inner home. Okay, because sometimes we can dream about a house, but it's not our actual house, but it feels like our house. So houses generally tend to mean it's about our inner world, our inner home. I was in this house, so it's my home, but I wasn't living here in the dream. I was just visiting. And there was a couple living here. And I was talking to the woman, the wife. She was a wife, and she was cooking just over in the kitchen. And I was talking to her. Do not remember what I was saying, but we were having a conversation. I vaguely remember her husband being mentioned, and she was upset that he was always away working. I had the feeling she was nurturing. She was like bringing up children and doing all the wifey things. And then the husband comes in through the front door, and she's kind of like, oh, he's here. And he immediately gets a phone call. And on this phone call, I can hear he's saying, oh, okay, yep, all right, yeah, I'm going to leave now. I'll just explain it and I'll leave right now. he hangs up the phone and he comes in and he says to his wife, I am so sorry, I have to go again. Now I know that the conversation he's having on the phone is about work, and strangely, he's a content creator in this dream. And he reminded me of a content creator that I watch online, and I really admire him and I respect him and I like the way he teaches, I like what he shares. But what I noticed is this man, he had to leave his wife again. He had to go. And I was thinking she's going to go nuts. But he's going because he's working. He's going because he was called. He received a call, a phone call. He was called away. And he was saying, I've got to go to America. So it was a long journey. Surprisingly, the wife said, oh, it's okay. It's all right. I understand you need to go. So something had shifted with the wife. Her perspective had shifted. Nothing had changed. The situation was exactly the same as it was. But she went from being frustrated. We had a conversation. Something shifted in her. To then she was all right. And she seemed content. She seemed content with the situation because I had a feeling that something else was filling her time. I don't know what it was because I don't remember in the dream, but that's just the sense I got in the dream. But also what happened was I walked away from the wife and I walked towards the man, and I picked up a clear travel bag like you have in the airport. And in the travel bag was a makeup, a foundation and a lipstick. So in the dream, I felt like I was going with him, not because I wasn't running away with him. He was like much younger than me and he was working, and it wasn't like that at all. It was just like, I felt like I was going too. It was my job. I was going as well, but the wife was staying here. When I woke up, I was thinking about the makeup and I thought, oh, foundation. I'm leaving, but I'm taking the foundations with me. And lipstick, I'm thinking, okay, well, lipstick is that you put it on your lips, you put the colour on your lips, and depending what colour lipstick you use, depends, I don't know what kind of impression you want to make, maybe. So maybe that's about, just thinking about your lips, what you speak, what comes out of your mouth. Guard my lips. Cleanse my lips, that kind of thing. Bit hot. And so that's the end of the dream. We leave out of the side door, which in my house is a work door. It's a door I used to use when I was childminding, and we put it in so I could use it as work. So he came in the front door, but he left through a work door. So it felt like this is about a calling. That's what the dream felt like. This is about like he received a call and he was called away, and I went with him. And the wife was okay. But when I really thought about this dream, what struck me was actually, it's okay, this is my house. I'm visiting. So it's almost like I'm visiting an older part of me, because I was leaving the house, and it felt like the couple represented aspects of me, like different aspects of me, because I didn't know this couple. They were familiar, but they're not real people in my life. And quite often in dreams, our psychology, we can use people to show us areas of who we are. And so I felt like the wife was probably a part of me. That's who I was. I was the wife. I was the nurturer. I was bringing up the children. I was at home a lot. I was taking care of the home. I was working as well, but that was my role. But then the husband in the dream, that's also part of me. a more masculine part of me, because I'm having to be more masculine now. I'm on my own and, trying to build a new life on my own. I need to be more masculine in that sense. And so it felt like the man, the husband, was another aspect of me. He was busy, he was working so hard because that was his calling. That is what he was being asked to do. And he had to say to her, I'm sorry, but I do have to go. And she was okay with it. And it was almost like, when I really thought about it, that a part of me then agreed, like there was a shift in perspective in me. So there was in her in the dream, but there also was in me when I thought about this dream. And I thought it was almost like me coming into agreement with, if this is a calling, I've got to get on board the plane or wherever we're going. I've got to get on board with it and release that part of me that is holding me back. Release that part of me that is still the nurturing wife and the mother and wants to be at home and just wants everything to be safe and, just have a nice quiet life with a holiday every year. And, that's not my life now. That's not what's happening. And I have to accept that's not what's happening. I have to accept life is looking very different and I've got to deal with it. So much has changed for me in the past few years, and I just know that it's going to continue to change, and I have to keep adapting, because that's the only thing I can do, is to keep accepting and adapting what's happening and how life is unfolding. And so I know that this, my story is, this is a new story. This is a new story. This is a new beginning for me, and it's exciting and it's nerve-wracking. There's a lot going on. I have so much going on with my family. I've got parents who are both very sick, who I'm trying to help care for them as well, with hospital appointments and shopping and things like that. And so this channel is going to be an outlet for me. It's going to be somewhere where I can share my thoughts and my ideas and my faith and what I'm learning from life and where it's taking me and how exciting it is, and how I'm going to how I do find joy. I do find joy even when situations are really quite rubbish. I will always try to be encouraging and look for solutions to problems. Hence why I'm here now making a YouTube video, because this is a solution to me. I've got a problem, I'm on my own, I need a new career, I need an outlet, I need to share what I'm learning, I need to build community, I need to find other people that think like me, I need to find people that I can share ideas and opinions with, and this feels like one of the best places to do this at the moment. So that's what I'm doing, and I welcome you along. And if you feel like you're wrestling with the deeper questions of your identity and who really am I, who am I growing into, who do I want to be, because there's your integrity, who do I want to become, and how can I find the courage to become that person. In my next video, I want to talk about how my faith has propelled me forwards and given me more courage than I could have possibly imagined to even be able to start something like this. So if you're interested, then I don't know, I'm going to pop it somewhere, maybe there. And thank you for watching. If you liked anything in this video, if you could click like, that would be wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you.